Hello and welcome to a question and answer session on floods. Is it a disaster or an opportunity? So for the program today, we have Professor Jawad Yasti Tabati from Iran, a new friend for SARNET, who is a retired assistant professor uh, of the Watershed Management Research Institute, which is part of the Ministry of Agriculture of Iran, and is also the founder and the member of ARCSA, ARCSA of Iran. So uh, over to you, Dr. Tabati, and thank you for agreeing to join the question and answer session. Over to you. So we would like you to, because Iran is a new terrain, we would like you to take us there, like to explain to us about the geography, about the rainfall patterns in Iran, and how floods, how you have been able to benefit from floods, not impacting as a disaster. Over to you, Dr. Tabat.
Okay. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Yazdi. I belong to Iranian Rainwater Catchment System Association. This afternoon, we talk to you about flood agriculture. This is an indigenous knowledge in Iran. The history of this job goes back to 100 years. And we believe that nowadays, because of the climate change problems, we can make use it and get benefit of that very, very effectively. With regards to my country, geographical situation of my country, you can see we have more than 25 provinces. We are neighboring many countries in the north, Turkmenistan, Azerbaijan, Armenian, in the west, Turkey, Iraq, Saudi Arabia. In the east, we are neighboring with Pakistan, Afghanistan. So from north and south, we have long borders with Persian Gulf and Oman Sea, and in the north with the Caspian Sea. This makes our country a four-season condition, because just a very changeable and very variable situation with regards to climate. This is the history of the rainfall for more than last 30 years, let's say about 30 years. History of the rainfall distribution of some area along the very exceptional area around the Caspian Sea, which is with precipitation just goes more than around 2,000, just like your country in Sri Lanka, but most of the country has dry and semi-dry climate. You see, recently even this mean rainfall, yearly mean rainfall is going down, is diminished. And so this may be the effect of climate change. That's why we are thinking how to manage, how to combat this situation. Just to give you an idea about the position of the flood harvesting and flood irrigation in the modern science. I give you this. I show you this chart. You can see that this flood water harvesting is characterized under the macro catchment water harvesting. So so that means that flood water harvesting has a very strong situation in this technique in water harvesting technique, especially for agriculture. Uh, uh, so just look at these two parts are more and less related to the flood water irrigation and agriculture. One is using the water from the nearby watershed, and one make use of the flow goes into the stream in the seasonal streams mainly. That and this schematic diagrams gives you an indication how to how people normally and basically use these things that it is very much comparable with what our ancestors were doing in the past. That I will explain for you in some more detail. Once again, you can see that the different method of water harvesting for dry zone countries. How actually we can make use of those technology, those methods, micro catchment, macro catchment, and so on. So how to select which method is appropriate. You can just go to this chart that comes to in the literature, and see that again that flood irrigation is suitable for somewhere that you may not have enough water at the time that you need within season periodical crop water deficit. This is the condition that you have to go through this method. So as you see, this flood irrigation is not just an ancient habit or method. This is very much well known and introduced in many modern and new literature. You can simply find its position and situation, how to make use it, and many and it's now being actually very common practice among the countries that are suffering from the water shortage in different ways. This is just to give you a scientific background of this of the subject that we are talking about. One more thing about the concept that is behind the floodwater harvesting or similar things, microcatchment or macrocatchment. The basic idea is that when this is actually a microcycle, micro hydrological cycle, which is much more important than the global hydrological cycle, because this microcycle construct all those global cycles. So if you can handle and work with these microcycles, you can also handle with the global one. You can deal with the global one. So in this microcycle, a very important part of the rainfall may goes as a runoff, and also may change to the evaporation. Very little may be used by the plant, and with a very small manipulation that we are using in different type of water harvesting, that you may be familiar with some of them, actually contour line, like pitting, like small and more macro catchment type is just like floodwater harvesting. By making very small manipulation, you can increase the share of the evapotranspiration and decrease the evaporation and also decreasing the runoff and increasing the recharge. So so many benefit is behind just very small manipulation. You may consider along the water flowing down, and then you can make use with you can actually change things very considerably. So just now you can also again schematically see two different type of using runoff or flood runoff coming one in the top, which comes which actually flow in the stream, and then you make some diversion, and by making, as I said, some very limited manipulation, making bounds around just some bounds consequently one after another, you can divert this flood into the and keep it behind the bounds and let it goes to the ground, let it to infiltrate to the soil and keep it there to be used by the plant that you like and you want. And in the lower part, this is the same as the above, but this in this one runoff comes doesn't change to the stream, doesn't flow to a certain stream, but just directly comes from the mountain and become divided into your basin like reservoirs, or let's say flood irrigation system, by, as I said, by making all this small manipulation, or which maybe even in the past it used to be done by hand. Later, now we are doing it by tractor or bulldozer, but normally it doesn't change the environment so much. It is very important to be considered for construction and making use of the flood water for agriculture. Then again, this water penetrates to the soil and stay there. Some goes deep to the groundwater, some just evaporate, and mostly can be used by crop that can be cultivated right after the time that the flood comes. So now I go to the real images. This is a real image from this of the floodwater agriculture systems. You can see the seasonal streams that comes that exist in different places, and then in between and just beside these streams, all these bounds are constructed, and the water at the time of flooding being converted into these systems. By these bounds, the water will can stay longer than normal. For example, after two days, after a few days, it penetrates completely to the soil, and then you can start cultivating whatever you like according to the time that that flood occurs, and then make benefit of this moisture, of soil moisture content for next few months that should be compatible with the growing time of your crop type. That's all. And then just let me go a bit more closer. You can see those systems that can be irrigated from one side. From one side, this is the stream bed, and then these are diversion works, very simple, without too much changing the streams or making big huge structures. You can we can do it by man-made work, and then let it goes inside the system, and when one part is filled up, it can goes the excess water can goes to the next, from the end part of one to the next part, and then to the end to the next one and next one. So to that extent that the flood capacity allow, you can continue by diverting this water and reserving it into the soil profile and making use it for your cultivation. Another type of the flood water irrigation is that when you get water from two sides. This is two stream, two seasonal stream. At the time of flooding, it can, from two sides, you can divert water. If water comes from this side, you do it from this side. If not, it may happen from another side. So this gives you a more chance to make use of the flood at the time of flooding. So now I just tried to overlap this flood water irrigation. All this bright tone shows the sediments that came from the watershed and deposited into our system. That makes everything more clear, and this line is drawn exactly over the bounds that separate two basins from each other. So and then actually the thick lines are contour lines. You can see how exactly these bounds is matching with the contour line. That means that our ancestors have had enough sense of surveying the ground without having any facilities. They could exactly follow the contour line to adjust their bound direction so that when flood divert behind the bound, it can be very normally distributed along the bound, and then it can be effectively infiltrated to the ground. That's the main points and the main the artistic point. Actually point of this ancient work. Nowadays, these works may look simple, but for the ancient people, we really are surprised by seeing such a precise engineering work that we may not easily do it even today. So one more step closer, you can see a system of the flood irrigation with bounds around it and filled with water, comes from the stream bed. has diverted and collected, you can see how normally how good this water could be distributed uh, because of the work that have been done for leveling all this ground uh, between the two successive bounds. They have leveled it, or sometimes the sediment that comes with the water can level the ground by itself. We don't need to do any to use any machinery to do it. Anyway, so here at the same system, the water has been infiltrated into the ground, and then some sediment has deposited above the ground. This sediment will be this sediment will be uh, mixed with the soil. It will be mixed with the soil so that the soil structure will be actually improved at the same time. And also because this sediment contain a lot of uh, actually very useful material from the catchment comes with flood, with water and sediment. They are being accumulated in the basin, and then you may need to use any fertilizer anymore. So this the outcome of this kind of agriculture is a real organic uh, actually uh, uh, the outcome. So product is the product is really very organic product, and have many benefits compared to the normal production that you may purchase from the market. So so let's go a bit further. Now is the time of harvesting. Many products can be cultivated and harvested, mostly with only one flooding. In most cases, these grounds may not need any more watering, irrigation, or even they don't need to use the next flood. If the next flood comes, it may be used as a as a actually uh, uh, yes as a to make things more productive. Uh, Otherwise, the same one single in most cases, because of the soil type and soil structure, in most cases the first the only one uh, the flood may suffice your job. The only thing that the farmer may decide is what to cultivate, because it depends on the time that flood occur. He may use more beneficial and more suitable uh, species to be cultivated according to the time of flood that occurs during the year. So it may makes things a bit different in different part of the regime.
Yes, actually, very interesting. I'm sure there is this is our viewers, not only SARNET members, others will also have questions related to flood irrigation success stories of Iran. So, and about the systems, do you have any? There were some crops that were cultivated. Are there particular crops which can only be cultivated using flood irrigation, or any crop can be cultivated? Or
Cereal or summer crop is the main product. Sometimes almond, cumin, peas, and herbs. So many things can be actually cultivated in these systems. That only depends on the time of the flood that may occur. Because in normal case, the farmers never know what is happening, so they only being informed maybe one day before, so they should after the diverting the flood and collecting it on the ground, they decide what to do. Uh, they normally, yes, according to their need and market, they decide what to do. Uh, uh, Also, in the last, in the past slides, you may realize that the area was a bit flat. If you go to the more hilly area, the system become more uh, sophisticated actually, uh, and also still more uh, actually beneficial because the system become a bit more bigger, stronger, and so you can even use other things. So this type of flood agriculture belongs to different parts of the Iran. One is, for example, Balochistan is the southeast. This is the east of the country, and this is the, the, the actually yes uh, yeah. So this is the Hormuz regime. Uh, so uh, you see, they have step this what they have done it in a stepwise manner. Uh, they in this case they make some walls that being repeated one after another along the in hilly area, all jobs being done in within the stream. Just on the contrary, with the flat area, that we can divert water into the ground adjacent area. In the hilly area, we have to do it within the system. That make it, as I said, make things a bit more difficult, and the structure have to be more stronger. So uh, uh, you see here some destructive points about the flood water irrigation. If we don't carry out very good maintenance, then we can simply lose everything in one go. So when the first bound being corrupted, being actually yes collapsed, then all the bounds, parallel bounds, being destroyed one after another, and you may need very a lot of things to do to actually to maintain all these things and to repair all these things. But even in this case, the repair work doesn't cost too much. It's the matter of one bulldozer to come and to close all these gaps being opened by the flood, which has successively actually cracked and destroyed all these things. Not too much things to do, even though you may you may face with the sometimes a flood comes just the flood amount may be more than what you expect, and if the owner have not cannot stay there to prevent for excess water to come inside, then you may get some such as such things that anyway the people used to repair all those systems after each flood every year with minimum effort and money. They can do it because the structures are not so much complicated. We, yes, with this I come to the end. Nowadays we are actually modernizing all those systems. Excuse me. Uh, we are modernizing the system by making more engineering work, uh, doing some more surveying, and so to make things to work much better than from the past. So this is a national project being actually under uh, yes, construction in many provinces of the country. So, if I may, yes, I'm just as a conclusion. I just highlight some points that flood irrigation, uh, yes, using flood irrigation, crop efficiency can be increased considerably, uh, and because the soil moisture actually can be preserved in the soil more for a longer time than the normal condition that happens in the field. So after initial investment, the system may not have too much it is not too very much costly to maintain the system, and the outcome is competitive with the conventional agriculture. So this in this system, the product is completely organic, and we can carry out a combination of soil and water conservation at the same time. So it's not just a kind of irrigation or agriculture. At the same time, it's some sort of soil conservation as well. With this, I come to the end of my speech, and we may just continue with by small, by a very short, uh, actually, clip that has been taken from the sky, so that gives you more sense of the job. I'm running the movie. So this is a flat area in the one of the eastern provinces. You can see the remaining of all those bounds that and some is cultivated, some is just have been ready for cultivation, some is dry, some is wet. It depends. It is because of the actually the maintenance. Some of these things in the last flood, some of these systems haven't actually got water. The water could not been have not been diverting appropriately, mainly because of damages remains from the last flood, or just leaving it by itself and not making any I mean what any attention or any work for that, they do not doing any work to maintain it, to make it due to the flood. So you, some that the owners has been done maintenance, they could get water and then they could make use of it afterward. Some, you see, the yeah, because of damages, they cannot keep water effectively. It's only it's getting wet, even though in this situation they still cultivate something, but not not similar to those that have been filled completely like this. So if when this movie goes further, you can also follow the direction of the diversion work. I mean the channels that divert waters and convey it to the lake. This is similar to the lake, but the depth is not more than half a meter, so that it could goes quickly to the soil profile, and it doesn't remain there to be evaporated. That's the point. Compared to the normal physical reservoir, this system actually keeps water within the soil structure and never let the water to evaporate from the soil surface. So because of the soil type, in most of cases, this water won't remain here more than 2 days. After few days, it disappears. But the soil profile become saturated deep to the 1 meter very easily. So this 1 meter soil moisture, which is the same as field capacity, soil field capacity, can feed the crop during the several months until it gets ready to be harvested by the farmer. So at the time being that I'm speaking, we are now in this area we are harvesting melon and things like that. A lot of so people are very happy with this. This flood has happened about 3 months ago, and then now they are harvesting the product. So very quick, they can make benefit of it very quickly. And if sometimes during the 1 year, few more than 1 or 2 flood may happen, and they may cultivate 2 times or 3 times. So you can see the conveying channel, how to divide the water between these basin type structures. This is very clever for our ancestors that they have not enough facilities to design something or to survey something. They can just follow the water and then make all these beautiful systems so that water can fill all these basin type of structure at the same time, making maximum use of one event that may not be repeated anymore. So that's the most important role of the farmer of flood irrigation, is how to make benefit of one single flood in one occasion, one very limited occasion. So so this film also is going to the end.
It was very interesting, very informative, and I think it was quite new. It will be a new experience to a lot of us. So, would you be able to say, give more examples of any other countries that practice the same thing, or is it only particular to Iran?
Actually, traditionally, it belongs to my area. It, actually, what I could find during last 10 years of research for this type of work shows that uh, Iranian traditional work has been more sophisticated compared to the neighboring area. But nowadays, in the FAO publication, you can find many similar cases, but never the same as I showed to you. Best source for supplementary irrigation. If you don't want to use groundwater, for example, this flood is a very very considerable source of water available for supplementary irrigation of the rainfed agriculture.
Anyone who is interested in contacting you for further information, Dr. Tabati, would you be able to share your email on screen?
Yes, sure.
Right.
Is that
Yes.
okay?
Okay. So we will share the.
I look forward to receive a question from our respectful audiences, and I will answer it quickly as soon as I receive your messages. Okay.
Yes. So thank you very much.